Hi everyone, and welcome into my channel. This is Nichol Spohr, and today I am sharing some big picture book bears and little letterboards cards with you. Back in December, I created some gift tags with the Stamp Market Little Letterboards dies, and also some large faces using Mama Elephant Santa Elf combination dies. And I had so much fun with that in the back of my head I had planned on creating some other kinds of cards where critters are holding up this letterboard. The perfect dies for this are the Simon Says Stamp Big Picture Book dies. I have a background here that I have trimmed out of pattern paper. This is some Honey Bee Stamps Great Outdoors wood grain pattern paper from their 6x6 paper pad. I wanted something pretty muted that will just kind of subtly add interest to the background. The little letterboard itself is die cut from the Stamp Market Little Letterboard die collection. I've used some Lawn Fawn wood grain white cardstock for the frame, and then I am using some black cardstock here. This is the Pitch Black Hero Arts Hero Hues cardstock for the background. And you can see that the die scores in some nice little lines to make it look like a letterboard. To glue my images in place, I originally started by using some liquid glue, and I was using Lawn Fawn glue tube liquid glue, which I use all the time for die cuts. The thing is it just wasn't working the way I wanted it to, I guess is what I want to say. And so I looked in my stash of glues because these letters are so teeny tiny. And you're going to see there on the right side of the screen how I have a whole bunch of them laid out. Some of them are still actually stuck in the cardstock from die cutting. But I die cut the letters from the little letterboard set from many colors of cardstock because I wanted lots of rainbow color for my cards today. And what I found worked absolutely fantastic is this glue pen. This is the Pinpoint Roller Quickie Glue, and I have linked this in the supplies. And what's awesome about it is I'm able to pick up my letter. I'm using some tweezers because that's really going to help with placement here. And I can pick the letter up, kind of draw this glue on the back, and it's not going to kind of squish out from underneath the letters. That's really what I was looking for here. I wanted to keep my letterboard clean, and I wanted something that was just going to allow me to glue these letters in place, and this works fantastic. I think that I probably got this in a Simon Says Stamp card kit at some point. And I've only used it a couple times, and now I can't figure out why I haven't used it more. I love it. So if you've got teeny tiny die cuts, this is a fantastic glue, and it works so great for these little letters. In fact, I am really excited to create more letterboard type cards with this die collection because this made it so easy. Definitely piecing together your sentiments is going to be the time-consuming part of this project. Not only am I using some tweezers to position and place my letters for my sentiment exactly where I want them to go, if you need to hold a letter down until the glue dries a little bit, you can do that really easily with your tweezers. As you can see, I have lots and lots of cardstock colors here, or lots of colors of letters that I die cut. Anything I'm not using today can be saved and used for additional projects. I like to kind of keep them in little sorted compartments so that the next time I want to make a letterboard card, I can just run to that and grab it and see if I have the letters already die cut. The other great thing about creating a greeting out of multiple colors of letters, the chances that I can piece together what I want to say are increased a lot. So I don't have to worry about going in an exact rainbow order if I don't want to. For the first card, I kind of did because I had all my letters. For the second card, I didn't worry about it so much. I more just tried to keep two of the same color away from each other, but Other than that, I grabbed what I had available. I also went with pretty bold sentiments. Because this card features lots of big elements. We've got a big letterboard, which really could stand on its own. We're just combining a cute critter with it. So we have a big letterboard and a big picture book die. This is going to take up pretty much the entire front of the card. So I wanted my sentiment to be bold and really be eye-catching. It's one of the reasons I chose to go with rainbow color for that sentiment. If you ever need help figuring out maybe a sentiment that you want to build, because you can truly do anything you want here as long as it fits on your letterboard, I pulled both sentiments for both cards from the Stamp Market Bear Hugs stamp set. We're going to be using that stamp set to stamp additional phrases to use with our letterboard to kind of round out our card. But the additional greetings came directly from this. The Consider Yourself Hugged is from this, and also I picked Hope You Feel Better. And then I'm going to grab coordinating phrases that we can stamp on white cardstock with a black ink, trim into a thin strip, and add to our letterboard to round it all out. But go through your greeting stamp sets and pull out a sentiment that maybe speaks to you if you want to build your own sentiment. We're almost done building our little letterboard here. Look how cute that is. And maybe you don't have big picture book dies. You can use this completely on its own. Or you could add small picture book dies. I think it would be really cute to have them peeking up from back behind as well. What I love about the big size of picture book dies, and you can use Mama Elephant favor bag add-ons as well because they've got some adorable critters. Or as I mentioned, I did Christmas tags at Christmas time last year with Santa. They're the perfect size to appear to be holding that letterboard up, which is really what I love about this. Is I think it's really cute to make it look like the critter is holding the letterboard and sending a fun message. We've got one more. Oh, that one did not want to stay put. It was kind of sticking to my tweezers. And you can see I'm holding the tweezers and gluing, just drawing that glue on. And there is our cute little bright rainbow colored letterboard. Now I can adhere this directly to my card base, and I'm going to line it up with the bottom edge of the card, and then we can assemble the critter to appear to be kind of leaning over it and holding it up underneath its chin. Let's stamp that sentiment now from the Stamp Market Bear Hug stamp set, as I was mentioning earlier. We're going to stamp sending or have a very good day. So it's going to say, have a very good day, consider yourself hugged. A fantastic encouragement, feel better, thinking of you type of design. Both of my cards today are definitely along that kind of theme. I'm going to take some foam adhesive and place it on the back of my Have a Very Good Day strip. And then pop that at the top of my letterboard with the foam adhesive, lining it up, centering it right above the word consider. We'll add some glue or adhesive on the back of our letterboard and line it up with the bottom of our wood grain background. Now it's time to assemble the big picture book bear. The bear itself was die cut with the Simon Says Stamp Big Picture Book Bear and also the Mama Elephant Favor Bag add-on dog. I used the paws from that so that I could create little hands to appear to be holding up the letterboard. I've attached the paws with foam adhesive squares, and then I'm going to flip the bear over and place foam adhesive on the back of the bear. Not only is the foam adhesive going to serve as a way to attach the bear to my card, but it's also going to allow me to have a great surface as far as inlaying the additional pieces to build the bear's cute face. I do want to add some foam adhesive up at the top on the ears, so I'm piecing together some little pieces here so that the inlay on the ears lies really nice and flush with the rest of the bear's head. Working on a glass mat is also super handy as far as the adhesive, as it was kind of sticking, as you could see there. I'm going to pull off the backing paper from all of my foam tape, and then we can put the bear's head in place. I like to tip the head at an angle, as I think it gives the bear or any critter some fun character. I did keep the face portion of the bear. This is some Lawn Fawn chocolate bar cardstock and then some ground espresso, and also Hero Hues Peony Pink for the insides of the ear and Pitch Black for the eyes and the nose. I'm going to then put glue all over the muzzle there of the bear and put my darker color of cardstock for a two-tone bear. It also adds lots of interest to his sweet face. You guys know me, if you follow me already, I like to add additional detail to their faces with things like eyelashes created with a fine tip black pen, and white highlights to the eyes and the nose, and even in this case to the cheeks. This makes the face come to life and adds even more character. I'm going to finish with some glossy accents on the eyes and the nose and allow that to completely dry. We're also going to take our background and attach this to a white top fold card base. I love the Honeybee Stamps Candy Hearts in the Kiss Me color, and I'm going to add a little red heart to the end of my sentiment as a fun little embellishment. I thought that the top of the card, the bear's head, needed a little something. The Lawn Fawn Put a Bow on It dies are perfect for creating a small dimensional bow that's going to adorn the top of any critter's head. Really fun. If you're not creating a girl card, you can always use it right underneath the chin and create a bow tie instead. Let's work on our second card. Same design, different bear, and a different greeting. This time I am going to start my sentiment a little bit higher as far as building my sentiment, and we're going to put the sentiment strip underneath. I felt like this flowed a little bit better. We're going to build Hope You Feel Better, and then add this stamped sentiment that I've already created off camera, sending you lots of hugs. Just like before, I am going to add my adhesive to the back of each letter that I'm holding with tweezers using that quickie glue pen, and then placing them right where I want them to go. Let's go ahead and put some foam adhesive on the back of our sentiment strip and pop that in place. Because these steps are the same as before, I'm going to speed through the rest of the video, or the rest of the process of building this letterboard. When placing your letters, I always start with the center of whatever word or phrase per line. In this instance, the center is the space and the letter F. So I started there, and then I'm going to build out from each side. I meant to talk about that earlier, but that's the best way I know of centering your phrases so that they are as close to centered as possible. Now, if you don't want to center it, you can always justify it left or right, which I think is a really cute look as well. For the word hope, the O and the P are going to both kind of straddle the center of the letterboard. And I lost my blue letter E somewhere in the middle of this, so I'm going to go ahead and do the O and the H, and what I ended up doing was taking the E from yellow instead, because I looked everywhere for that letter E and it just disappeared. It's probably on the floor somewhere, or who knows where. I decided I wasn't going to spend loads of time looking for it, and we used a yellow one instead. This time I cut the Mama Elephant Favor Bag add-on dog paws from black cardstock, and again we're going to attach these with foam adhesive to appear to be holding up our letterboard. The big picture book Panda was then used. Just like before, we are going to back the Panda with foam adhesive and then inlay the elements. I'm going to tip its head on its side so it looks a little bit more natural, I think. And I decided I didn't need that last row of foam adhesive, so I'm going to go ahead and just remove that. And then inlay the eyes and nose and add the ears with foam adhesive. For the Panda, the ears are a separate piece, so I'm going to put my own foam adhesive behind these before I attach them to my card. Once we get all of the elements in place, the cute Panda's face comes to life. You can create any sentiment you want with these little letterboards. Consider birthday cards, congratulation cards, any type of occasion or holiday will work with these. You can just change up the embellishments that you use and the critters or whoever you're using to hold up the letterboard. For the Panda, we're going to add just a little white highlight to the nose only, and then add a layer of glossy accents to the nose. The last thing we're going to do is create a bow for the Panda's head as well. Again, I'm using the Lawn Fawn Put a Bow on It smallest bow die from this die collection, and we're going to build the bow. Your tweezers really help out again with the creation of the bow, and we will add one of those honeybee stamps, candy hearts, heart accents to our letterboard to finish off the sentiment. Roll those bow pieces between your fingers to kind of help the cardstock move and fold a little bit nicer, and then you can take your adhesive, pull those two sides in, and this is where having some tweezers comes in so handy because you can kind of pinch that shut until the glue dries a little bit, and then wrap that center piece around. The flat piece will glue directly to the picture book Panda's head. We'll glue the little bow flap in place, and then what I like to do is add glue to the project. So in this case, we're going to add it directly to the flat piece of the bow. And then we're going to place the bow where we want it to go and then pinch that shut with our tweezers to hold that down, hold it in place until the glue is completely dry. I will leave this here for several minutes until that glue is dry. Here's a look at both of the finished cards. Thank you guys so much for joining me today for these big picture book bears plus little letterboards cards. The supplies I used to create my cards are listed and linked below the video here on YouTube. Here are a couple more videos featuring all kinds of fun picture book dies, that you might be interested in. Thank you guys so much for joining me today, and we'll see you next time.